everybody. Happy Friday to you. Shabbat Shalom to those of you who observe. Usually I'm on around 7:30ish. So again, this is another unplanned live stream. But I promised my son that I would assemble his bunk bed ladder. And, the video made the assembly look like bloop, 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 bloop. And then, obviously put me on the job, and the assembly is just like 2 hours. Like, it was just annoying. But I think I was just overthinking a lot of the directions. I'm not a good assembler. I hate doing that stuff. I will defer to a male friend really quickly, but it was just one of those things. My son was like, I want to do this, with you. And I was like, oh, this is going to be a me and him thing, right? So he literally he ate like over eight, and so he started like helping me like put the little, metal things together. And then he was like, I'm going to take a break after like 3 minutes, I guess. So he like sat down, and I guess somewhere in his brain, he was just like, I just ate all this chicken. I ate biscuits. Like, mommy tried to hook her little dude up because he loves his food. And I think he was just lethargic, and he was just like, I don't really want to do this with you. So I had to assemble the whole thing by myself. Bless my little son's heart, but he should be very happy when he wakes up, because now he has a slide to go down on his upper bunk bed. So I bought him a slide for his bunk bed. And so his sister and I were actually playing on it. Um, yes, I was climbing up the thing and sliding down. It was pretty dope. Like, I think he'll like it a lot. But, anyways, I wanted to get on earlier and talk about how Trump tapped in Pam Bondi after Matt Gaetz tapped out. The Republican coke game about that, or critics, when people kind of start, throwing little ideas of why he might have tapped out, they get so in their feelings. You never, if you ever want to see how liberal in emotions some of these Republican type of people are, just disagree with them, right? And then just let their feelings go to town, just like the other side. But, anyways, I thought that Pam Bondi was a great selection. I don't know why he just didn't kick it off with her in the first damn place. And everybody's talking about, I think it was part of a plan. What fucking plan would Trump be? Like, just admit that that was a bad pick and move on. All right? It was a bad pick. It was a loyalist pick. All right? We're going to move on, and we learn from, but she should have been the selection. Now, I have actually been following Pam Bondi since 2020. And one of the things that really caught my eye with Pam Bondi right off the bat is that, number one, she's a very beautiful woman. Pam Bondi is a very beautiful woman. And that's just one part of her character. She's smart as hell. Remember, if you follow my content, we talk about the 5 social values all the time, right? Beauty, brains, ingenuity, agility, dynamic character, right? You got to have one or all of those things in society to be perceived as a valuable person. So Pam Bondi she's not hard on the eyes. I think she's smart. And I'm even going to play a CNN clip of even the liberal side. They can't refute this woman is intelligent. She's smart. She knows her stuff. She's a dog. She's a beast. She's a sniper. Just like I told y'all, Trump picks the sniper. Matt Gaetz wasn't a sniper. He was just a goofy dude, a loyalist, right? Trump needs snipers, okay? I don't understand why people don't understand, like, are in their feelings that Matt Gaetz was a horrible selection to some people, no matter how much you like the guy, right? But Pam Bondi is great. And I remember the first time I saw Pam Bondi was on a PBS News show. And let me go over here for a second here. And right off the bat with Pam Bondi, you know, I'm like, this woman is beautiful. She's sharp, right? And she's sharp not only in how she dressed, she ain't dressing like some of these hobo folks, right? She can really dress, right? But she's also very, very sharp. So just listen to a little bit of Pam Bondi. But even before the Hunter Biden thing, because she was on their ass about that, I'm surprised nothing ever became with that. But here we go.
House managers gave you their presentation. When they submitted their brief, they repeatedly referenced Hunter Biden and Burisma. Spoke to you for over 21 hours, and they referenced Biden or Burisma
the confidence in this woman
over 400 times. And when they gave these presentations, they said there was nothing to see. It was a sham.
Pam Bondi looking good as she giving them the facts about their little deceptions.
In their trial memorandum, the House managers described this as baseless. Now, why did they say that? Why did they invoke Biden or Burisma over 400 times? The reason they needed to do that is because they're here saying that the president must be impeached and removed from office for raising a concern.
Much has been said by House managers.
Okay, check out that PBS News Hour, January 27, 2020, because Pam Bondi was really putting herself out there. And then I started seeing Pam Bondi do these interviews, and she stood on what she knew. She stood on what was right. She didn't seem like somebody was puppeting her to say anything. It's like this woman, it's like, I know what I know, and I'm going to put it out there for you, right? And you take it or leave it. And I respect people who, like I said, stand 10 toes down on what is right or what they believe in without all the fluff. And I recognized that about Pam Bondi right away, even with that PBS News Hour. And that outfit she was wearing was so sharp. I'm like, you go ahead, girl. Hair on fleek, as you just... Hunter Biden, Burisma, mentioned 400. That woman was on it. She be on it. All right, let's go.
I think it's going to serve her very.
Let's go here because this is CNN. And they're kind of going through... Pam Bondi being picked, and she's like I said, Pam Bondi is easy on the eyes. So good job, Trump. She's young, she's fresh, easy on the eyes.
A much easier confirmation process than Matt Gaetz. Bondi, who became Florida's top prosecutor at the height of the Tea Party movement, has a reputation as an effective litigator. She served as a member of Trump's impeachment defense team, and she joined him on the campaign trail. Bondi has also spent a lot of time on the president-elect's favorite news channel. This is just one big press conference trying to smear Donald Trump, trying to hurt Donald Trump. It's really unbelievable what they're doing.
Right.
They are obstructing the candidate, President Donald Trump. The Department of Justice, the prosecutors will be prosecuted, the bad ones.
And another thing I liked about Pam Bondi is, I see some of these Republican women, rise up within those little ranks and, get little traction. And, I feel like some of them have decorum, some of them don't, And Pam Bondi has always kind of presented herself with a sense of decorum. She can defend her position with conviction, but she's not really like going off the deep end and acting like a clown for Trump. It's like I'm a champion for what is right. And if what is right happens to be in the favor of Donald Trump, then so be it. And so, good job, Donald Trump. I wish this would have been the initial pick. I really do wish it was the initial pick, but let's keep going with CNN because, again, when you pick a pick so strong that even the liberal media can't really go after them, they can't really go after anything on her. Like, honestly, even if they tried to dig anything up, it will be just that because she has stood 10 toes down on her record. And I want to get to what this, what did she say this guy was? Let her
The
introduce him.
investigators will be investigated because the deep state, term for President Trump, they were hiding in the shadows, but now they have a spotlight on them and they can all be investigated.
Go Pam, go Pam.
So what?
Pam, like, I'm going to get in all they asses. Don't even worry. They can be investigated. All right? Pam, you got to watch out for bras named Pam. I got a cousin named Pam, and she was never, ever playing. She was never, ever playing. Something about them chicks named Pam.
Now criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Mark O'Mara. He knows Pam Bondi from her time as Attorney General. Mark, I'm so grateful to have you on the show this morning. Thank you so much. What can you tell us? I first got to cover Pam Bondi back in 2012 when she was a surrogate for Mitt Romney when he was running for the Republican nomination. What can you tell us about her evolution, and most importantly, what it would mean for her to be at the top of the Department of Justice, considering what former President Trump, has said he wants to do with the department?
Well, first I had several cases against her with Ms. Bondi way back in the day when she was a line prosecutor. First and foremost, she's a prosecutor. She's a good trial attorney, formidable in a courtroom, quite honestly.
Okay, so he's this liberal, right? Defense attorney is already saying, he says she's formidable, but like, I'm gonna just give y'all the street terms that I would say. Ain't nobody fucking with her in the courtroom. Basically, she got her shit together. She's a prosecutor. Basically, he was like, she's a beast. All right? He's doing the proper stuff. I'm just breaking it down for some of my folks that just, they don't know what formidable means. So it's like, okay,
and that presence,
ain't nobody fucking with her in the courtroom, basically.
As the Attorney General.
So, Mark,
let me go back. What'd you say, Mark?
Ms. Bondi, way back in the day when she was a line prosecutor, first and foremost, she's a prosecutor. She's a good trial attorney, formidable in a courtroom, quite honestly. Now, as an Attorney General, she's not going to show up in a criminal courtroom very often, but she does have that ability, that style, and that presence that I think is going to serve her very well as the Attorney General.
Right, because ain't nobody playing with her. Ain't nobody playing with Pam Bondi. Like, this is what this man is saying, even on the liberal side. Like, so basically, like, anybody who was weaponizing the justice system, y'all better be careful because, Pam Bondi ain't playing with y'all. She already said what she said. She said what she said.
So, Mark, how would you say her experience stacks up for the job that she has been nominated for? Because there have been sort of two parallel tracks here as we've been trying to cover Trump's nominees for these positions. Some of them have very problematic personal issues. Matt Gaetz is a good example, the one who,
Didn't I tell y'all asses about Matt Gaetz? All right? He couldn't hide from his past. Get over it. Everybody has a past, right? But again, everybody's past has not been leveraged against them and collected as collateral as some of these people's past have been. And therefore, some of these people can't run for certain offices. And I will say it again. If you have aspirations of kind of going into the ranks of these demons, you better have a squeaky clean closet, right? Because you look at how they can pay bras to just come out saying anything about somebody that they want to take down, right? So you got to be above reproach. You got to be above reproach so that they won't have anything on you. Pam Bondi has a record to stand on. She was the former Florida Attorney General So it's not like she's new to that function, right? This is actually a promotion and a step up from her experience. And it doesn't seem like she has any flakiness. Let me see. Pam, what's going on with you? Girl, let's see what's going on with Pam Bondi. Let's do a quick girl analysis of Pam Bondi. All right. Let's do a girl analysis. Looking good, girl. 60 years old. See, I'm telling you, the Lord is good when you doing good and you stand for good and you stand for right. Like, I know a lot of Democratic broads which they look like to Pam Bondi. And she don't even look like she had some stuff done to her. Go ahead, Pam Bondi. We see you, girl. Aging right. When you doing what is right, you will age right. All right, let's see what's going on with Pam Bondi. All right. Okay, she's been married twice. Doesn't appear as though, does she have any kids? Is she a career mom? Don't look like she don't got no kids. No kids, so she's a career woman. And actually, she's single, or maybe she got a boo thing, but she's definitely divorced. So she wasn't tolerating them men. Go ahead, Pam, I understand. I had a divorce party too. All right, well, personal life is under wraps. So I mean, she's seems like a single woman. She's been married twice. Proficient in her career. Nonetheless, let me go back and do the career part. I'm not opposed to Pam Bondi. I know some people have their opinions. Maybe you are a Matt Gaetz loyalist, but I am not. And I think she was a really good pick. I think she should have been the first pick. And we shouldn't even saw Mr. Hair and Eyebrows get entertained. He was a loyal. Trump know that was a loyalist pick. Trump know that was a loyalist pick. And nothing more. All right. Let me see. Sorry. And what did Trump say to make Matt Gaetz feel better about, did he say, what did he say? I greatly appreciate recent efforts of Matt Gaetz in seeking approval to be Attorney General. He was doing very well, but at the same time, do not want to be a distraction. Why would Matt Gaetz be a distraction for the administration, for which he has much respect? Matt has a wonderful future, and I look forward to watching all of the great things he will do. They knew his ass was a liability. I think that distraction point was that Matt Gaetz had some skeletons in his closet. That's what it was. I believe. All right, you guys. Let me get to my chat. What's up, chat? What's up? I see you, Jake. Uh-oh. Hold on. I don't know what's going on. YouTube is always playing with my chat. I hate it. All right, let's see. Hi, Jake. I see you. RFK. Make women skinny again. Is that before or after they have children? You said Putin. I don't know about Vladimir. What he doing? Oh, I like your hoodie. Thank you, JJ. Nice smile. Do you have diabetes? Why the fuck? These people are so fucking stupid. Do you have AIDS? Like, stop being dumb. Why would you, like, people just come in the chat just saying shit. Hey, Angie. Hope all is well. What's up, Info Warrior? Give some love to my mods. What's up, SMD? Thank you so much. You said long as she stays with the Constitution. To me, the way that she articulated her defense of Trump during all of those little witchings and the impeachment thing. To me, it seems like she has a handle on how to, the Constitution is applied and how it should not be applied. So, I mean, like I said, I feel like she seems to me to be a constitutionalist. And I like again, I don't know why Trump didn't just tap her in to begin with. She was a way better option. He could have just kicked it off with zero controversies, and Matt Gaetz could have still been doing whatever he did, you know. From Serbia with love. What's up, Serbia? You said Serbia from Russia with love. Privet. I represent black men who want white women. Good for you, bro. That don't got nothing to do with me or anybody else. Matt Gaetz is the best pick. That's your opinion, Brian. I think Pam Bondi is the best pick. Less controversial, more tolerable character. I don't like Matt Gaetz's personality all the time, so Pam Bondi is a much more tolerable personality to me. I think she's dogmatic too. Like I said, when I think of what Trump needs in his administration right now, he needs like real snipers. Um, Matt Gaetz come off as like that, like football player dude, cheerleader kind of guy, you know what I mean? He's kind of goofy to me. He's not really sniper. He doesn't give sniper to me. Tom Homan, that guy that he put on the border, that's a sniper. You can tell by the way that man talks that the man is not playing with anybody, right? Pam Bondi is like that too. You can tell by the way that woman can talk that she's not playing with anybody. Matt Gaetz, I mean, I think he should just keep doing what he do or whatever he do after that. But Trump needs snipers, okay? All right. I was listening to that dude for who Trump put, is it Honum, Tom Honum. That dude was talking. He was just like, they talking about deporting the kids. He was like, you can take the whole damn family. I mean, this man is not playing. You need people like that sometimes. Like, we are not playing with you. You broke the law, right? We're not going to make it convenient for you to stay here because you got a sob story. It's like, take your whole damn family back to your country. That's exactly what Tom Homan is on. So, I mean, I feel bad for the illegal immigrants who came over here in droves. But on the flip side, too, I think that they made that immigration problem so big by intent that it would be more expensive for the United States to actually deport these people back to their countries, right? They came up in here free as hell, and we about to spend money to get their asses out. So I feel like the Democrats knew what they were doing, having all them people come in, because they knew that the mitigation strategy to get everybody out would be that we wouldn't, we have to spend money. We'd have to spend more money to get these people out. And I think that they did that by design. I think they did that by design because they love spending United States money and people's taxpayer money on some dumb shit. A lot of self deport. Hey, they better get started because I mean, bro is not playing. he was just like, shoot, Tom Homan is like, F you and your crew, but you can't stay here. Closing time. He's like, you don't gotta go home, but you can't stay here. Gotta get your ass out of the United States. You've overstayed your welcome. But anyways, you said Donald Trump. Okay, let's see. I don't know, man. There's no art of the deal. There was no deal to make. Just pick your freaking cabinet members and pick people with common sense and people who don't have shady backgrounds that can come back and hunt your administration. It really is that simple. Trump should have learned his damn lesson the first time around. So the fact that he was picking some of these fruity picks is beyond me. But they'll either help him or they'll hurt him. Thank God Matt Gaetz was called. And obviously, people make the argument, well, he didn't have the support of the Republicans. Of course he didn't. Of course he didn't. And that tells you that there's a lot of rhinos that have some influence, right? Because he wasn't going to get the votes, right? But I believe that those people had too much collateral on him. Because to me, if it's I'm not going to have the Republican support, then just come out and say it. I didn't have the Republican support, right? People coming up with all these little things. Oh, he wasn't going to get the votes. It's like, okay, so then just come out and say, I'm not going to have the Republican support, right? He's talking about distractions, okay? Y'all need to pay attention to people's word choices, right? He's talking about I don't want to be a distraction. Hear Trump talking about he respects this movement. He doesn't want to be a distraction to it. Why would the dude be a distraction? Because his past was going to be a haunting force for not only him, but Donald Trump, who's trying to disassociate himself with anything related to anything wild or anything like that. Epstein, since all those people that turned on him, Trump is trying to disassociate thoroughly from them. So even Joe and Mika, did I hear somewhere that Elon Musk is talking about buying MSNBC? Is that something that, is in the brew? Is that another thing that Elon Musk is doing? Let's see. Respects the movement. They will accuse every man of assault. I mean, hey, that's why you just gotta make sure that you have a wife and kids and you ain't never cheated on a broad. If you're a clean cut guy, I keep telling you, if you're a clean cut, cookie cutter guy, you can do politics, right? Most people, and like, here's the thing, I don't care, like that whole Bill Clinton back in the day, him smoking weed, I don't care about that at all. I don't think anybody would care about that. Like he smoked weed, I don't care if he was smoking weed on his front porch. That has nothing to do with me, right? And honestly, that has nothing to do with a lot of things. But if this person is a pedophile, he's enabling trafficking of people who are vulnerable or who are, in situations against their will. That's a totally different skeleton to have in your closet. That's a totally different skeleton to have in your closet. I mean, I remember when I was growing up, like the fact that Bill Clinton, he took a puff of weed in college and he didn't inhale, and that was such a big deal. And like now that I'm like much older in retrospect, I'm like, who the cares? There are whole pedo evil file people out here violating children, violating, young women, flexing their power with these young women. Those people are out here. I don't care about nobody smoking weed. Like, that is so taboo to me. It's like, what's the difference between smoking weed and taking Prozac? Somebody tell me. Like, I mean, these people are, like, some of these pharmaceutical drugs are way worse than marijuana would ever be to somebody. So I don't get it. But there are way worse things to demonize a politician over than that, is what I'm saying. M expressed interest in purchasing. He expressed interest. Okay, so he's trying to pull a Twitter on MSNBC. Hopefully, he'll put some objective voices. I mean, I think mainstream media needs objective voices, right? They need people who are not on some bandwagon of ignorance, not some kids or some person from long ago that don't matter anymore, right? That's basically what's going on in every institution, is the nepotism. And honestly, the more nepotistic a society becomes, the less talented it becomes. That's just really what it is. The more nepotistic a society becomes, the less talented it becomes. And even with the nepotistic glory horror kids that can benefit from it, they're constantly leeching off of people that they think are inferior. So if you looked at reality through my eyes, shit will just make so much more sense to you. But yeah, MSNBC has a lot of dead weight on the payroll. Well, think about it. This one guy made a great point. He said, journalists, real journalists, do not make 5, 10, $20 million a year. He said, media personalities and characters make that kind of money a year. So, I mean, and this is why Rachel Maddow had to come out and admit that she was a opinion show, that she wasn't a real news outlet, right? Because these people at the end of the day are characters. And speaking of Rachel Maddow, she was reading something recently about some kids and cages, and she was just being overly dramatic about it. And it's just like, are you kidding me? Let me see if I can find that. I'm just like, what in the weirdo is going on here? I mean, just the tears were fake. To me, she was just really trying to work for them ratings. And I mean, if there was any tears, let's see. She talking about kids in cages recently, and I mean, it just was sounding so damn fake. I'm just like, you really crying for them ratings. Here we go. Rachel Maddow breaks down on report. Here it is. Tender shelters. Oh no, this is old. Why are they replaying old clips? Let me see. I know that they did not add an old clip.
This is incredible. Trump administration officials have been sending babies and other young children.
So she's laughing and she's like crying and she's getting the drama in there.
Can we put up the graphic of this? Thank you. Do we have it? No. 3 tender age shelters in South
and then
Texas.
she breaks.
Lawyers and medical providers. Just, I think I'm going to have to hand this off. Yeah. Sorry. That does it for us tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow. Now it is time for the last word with Lawrence O'Donnell, where he is live in Brownsville, Texas.
Bitch. These people, I hate them so much. This is an actress, okay? This is what she's paid to do. Act. For real. I mean, but this was 6 years ago. No wonder. And I don't understand why she was still existing after that bullshit. But that's how the world works. This is how the world works. The bullshit stays on the air. Like, and the perspective I give is why I know we live in a nepotistic society is because, you have like untalented people like Amy Schumer and Sarah Silverman somehow still popping up, or what's her name, Megan Ripley, right? All of these little weirdo people who probably got, connections and bloodlines to people of power, right? They're continuously staying relevant in our face. And they are the least talented people in society. I wish I never had to see either of them again. But they get a lot of praise, right? That's how nepotistic this world works. These people get hooked up until they start losing money from their kids. Then they got to back out of the investment. So MSNBC is losing money, right? So they got to really back off on some of these salaries that they're overpaying these manipulating ass people. Where's my watch later? There was something. Yep, rich people keep their relatives rich, which, I mean, here, I don't have a problem with legacy wealth, but if your legacy, if you passing on legacies is actually effing up societies because your kids are so spoiled and rotten that they actually aren't true contributors in society, right? It's a problem. So rich people can keep hooking up their kids and making sure that their kids have wealth and all that stuff, but they're fucking up society. Stop propping your kids to prime positions knowing that Johnny sucks. You weren't even dad or mom enough to be around Johnny for him to be remotely like you. And you probably didn't want him to be like you. So some of you people, you sucked at being parents. But the one thing you did know is that you can pass a whole bunch of money off to your spoiled ass, low talent, low value children. And you felt like if I just pass along money and wealth, that would be their value. And your kids are still losers and low value in the end of the day, blowing your legacies of wealth on some bullshit. That's kind of the reality in many cases with these wealthy people, and they freaking know it. They freaking know it. They better start marrying some peasants, because it's very clear. Look at little Lindy Lee talking about her and her friends raised millions to help Kamala Harris, right? And they were promised that she was going to win. You know, these are your Harvards and Cambridge people getting swindled by a campaign manager that promised them the outcome of the election. And they just gave her millions based off of her promise. These are the smartest, richer people in society, like I said. Unimpressed. Unimpressed. But anyways, there was something that I always do this save for it later thing so I can remember. I guess it didn't save. How about that? Negative 100 points for YouTube. But anyways, you guys, I just wanted to jump on really quickly. I don't know how a lot of people feel about Trump's pick for with Pam Bondi, but I dig it. I dig it. And another point for Trump on the diversity tip too. The Democrats should be happy. And she's a woman, you know? She's a woman. And here's the thing. Pam Bondi is almost, I think her and Kamala Harris are about the same age, right? But again, it doesn't matter what color you are. It does not matter what color you are. If you are not a person with conviction, people are not going to take you seriously. I'm not lording over Pam Bondi because she's a white woman. She just happens to be a very intelligent, on her shit white woman. I rock with white women like that. And that's not your average white woman all the time. Believe that. It's not. I rock with broads like that. Like, she's definitely on her shit, deserves respect. So, yeah, I'm with Pam Bondi. You said Amy Schumer cousins with Chuck Schumer. That's why we keep seeing her weird ass, weird, unfunny ass. It all makes sense. They just hooking each other up. Anderson Cooper, Gloria Vanderbilt. I heard that. Yep. Rich people teach kids what poor bastards don't. Actually, I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if I agree with that at all. Rich kids are exposed to things, but I don't find that many rich kids are super duper taught and lettered the way that they want to act like they kids are. A lot of them are not. Because they're not being lettered by wisdom of their parents most time. You know, they got a nanny and a mom on Prozac. And drinking Jaeger bombs in the afternoon to cope with the cheating dad who's never there. The dysfunction in some rich people's households is just so real. I actually find the poor man household would love to be more envious with God and love in his house. Y'all making it, y'all eating it, and y'all all in union. You're richer than the rich man. You got riches stored up in heaven. You got a divine balance in your house. You're richer than a rich man. Sometimes their parents are just as degenerate as the kid. Absolutely. Absolutely. I was looking at this thing. That was what I was trying to pull up, was that Oprah 1988, thing about the cookie cutter people and their Satanism, their hidden child sacrifices and Satanism. I mean, these people are like, definitely, some of those people feel like the only way to maintain their witches is if they sacrifice. This woman was talking about people having babies and the babies being violated and killed for sacrifices. These people are wicked, and YouTube is going to censor this because the devil don't like us talking about him or his kids. So they always censor my stuff. So I was listening to Harris Faulkner a couple of days ago, and it turns out that Oprah Winfrey was paid not $1 million, or her production company. She wasn't paid $1 million. She was actually paid $2.5 million to host Kamala Harris on the set of her show. And according to Oprah, she didn't get paid a dime, but her production company obviously got paid, and I'm pretty sure there are some things washed to her contributions to that too. She probably got a bonus or something that happened to be $1.5 million. But you said this was already debunked. Well, Fox News needs to make a retraction, because they are saying that it ended up being more than $1 million. Who is that? Never take advice from unhinged women. Okay, then why the hell are you on my page, Salty Bits? I'm telling you. Are you talking about me or some broad that I was talking about? I like to give people a chance, successful as a mom too. Elon Musk gave Trump $10 million and got a cabinet. Explain that. You said he gave Trump, like, what do you mean he gave him? Do you mean that Elon Musk donated $10 million to Trump's campaign for him to win? Or did he personally give Trump $10 million so that he can buy a seat on the cabinet? Because first of all, $10 million is not enough for a seat on the cabinet. Okay? Keep it a buck. $10 million is not enough money for a seat on a cabinet. Put it in perspective. They raised $230 million to try to unseat Lindsey Graham one year. Be for real. That was probably a donation. It was probably a campaign donation, and trust and believe $10 million isn't enough to get a seat on the cabinet. I don't believe. Not at all. They are paying hundreds of millions of dollars to unseat people. Shit, AIPAC spent over $10 million just to unseat Jamal Bowman. So not sure where you're going with that, but I'm pretty sure that was a campaign donation. And there were a lot of Democratic billionaires, millionaires giving tens of millions of dollars to Kamala Harris, and her ass got swept all over the country. Even managed to flip some blue states red. I don't know how you can achieve such failure with over $1 billion raised. I still think Kamala deserves to lose. Far too incompetent. Of course she deserved to lose, but she was a puppet, right? And I think Democratic puppetry can only go too far. I think that they were really hoping that Kamala Harris, like I said, would be that auntie for Black people and people of color or whatever. She would get the same sort of, acceptance as Barack Obama. But again, at least Obama was able to, even if he was faking the funk, at least he was able to fake the funk and come off more authentic than Kamala Harris. That woman was just nervous. Like, I feel bad for her. I just felt bad for her the whole time Without those Tiffany's earrings, would she have been a big ass mess? You said blacks, I know, hated Kamala. You know, I don't personally hate Kamala Harris. I'm just glad that she's not going to be president of the United States, and it's nothing personal to her. I would not vote for her because she had a vagina and she had some melanin. That doesn't pay my bills. You said you feel bad for me. Why? Why do you feel bad for me? Because I don't vote based off of vaginas and color schemes or ethnicity and I actually care about my pockets? I feel bad for you for thinking that everybody should think like that. America voted against woke BS. We all love each other. That we I don't think we really all love each other, but you can live in that kumbaya, but we can tolerate each other. I think we tolerate each other. Some of us have been keen to each other for so long. It's like we tolerate each other, all right? We really do. We don't love each other. We tolerate each other. And that's okay. Tolerating is better than hating. So we are progressing there. But allowing the progress of left to I think it's both the left and right, my friend. I mean, we can blame a lot of shit on the left, but the right has their issues too, and they have their little psyops of division as well, whether they want to be accountable to that or not. Rob Dorch, I don't know who you talking to about answer your effing question, but you about to get blocked unapologetically if you don't mind your damn tone. I'm not about to go back and read shit. What I'm going to do is move forward and block your ass. Bye. All right. We're going to move on without that dude. Because I don't know who the hell he thought he was talking to. I really don't. I'm not your woman. I feel bad for that man's wife. If you coming on to live streams talking about answer my question and you don't even know the person, I feel bad for that guy's wife. She's probably going through it. He's probably one of those Democrat little beta men who just go unhinged, just 0 to 100 real quick. Acknowledge me. See me. It's like if you don't get your Democratic ass off my damn line with that shit. What's going on, Ozzy Hicks? I see you. The right is dealing with a civil war created by the Israel conflict. I knew that was going to come to a head. That was one of the more perplexing things for me, is to kind of see just that, just kind of the rhetoric on the right about that Israel-Gaza conflict. Obviously, there are the Zionist Christians, right, who obviously have a fealty to Israel, right? Because obviously somebody has MK Ultra'd them into believing Zionist ideology about the existence of that state. They have conflated and manipulated the Bible to create a mockery. And there's only one outcome for such a mockery of the scriptures. So I pray that the God of Abraham will deal with Israel and that region accordingly. And that's all I have to say about that. Then, let's see. Oh yeah, I don't mess with Democratic. You said them Democratic men weak as fuck. Is it? I hope I'm saying your name right, Nasaba. I agree with you. I stay away from Democratic men, and it's for me, I think that I know people say you shouldn't judge people. Whoop de whoop de whoop. I actually do judge people off of their political parties. If you say I'm a diehard Democrat, right? I'm going to be nice to you. I'll give you your respect. I'll give you your reverence. But I probably have very limited things to do with you because to me, I have really yet to meet many Democrats that think very rationally, outside of their emotions. They have very low emotional intelligence. even if they may be operating with some level of education. Like a lot of times, these Democrats will believe that they sat in a classroom for like 4 to 8 freaking years to listen to somebody else indoctrinate them on how to think about a variety of different subjective topics. And then they'll get this depreciating piece of paper called a degree. Half of them aren't even doing the shit in their discipline that they got the degree for, right? But because they have this degree and now they're like a lab assistant somewhere, they have like this ridiculous badge of credibility. Like the dude, the little historian, that Democratic historian, Alan, what is it, Lichtman or whatever like that. Let's listen to Shink Uger just give it to this dude. Like he was so pissed off at this dude. And I said, your little 13 keys are so subjective. And if he really followed his 13 keys to call the election, he would have been calling it for Trump. He would have never said that Kamala Harris was going to win the election because Kamala really was deficient in many of his keys. So you know that these people be on their asses lying about some shit or just fantasizing shit. I mean, and you can actually start making calls about how an election is going to pan out. It's really easy. Like, I mean, you could tell that Trump was going to win this election even before election day. Weeks before election day, it was very, very obvious from so many different other indicators, real indicators, that Kamala Harris was not going to win. So to me, if you were going to sit up there and say, okay, because she has more money and because she was able to basically pay some celebrities to use their following to make it seem like she has a following, that somehow she's going to win at the ballot box because of that, like they were just sadly mistaken. Like I think that they worked really hard to make it seem like Kamala Harris was bigger than what she was. And I don't think anybody really bought that at the end of the day. A lot of those people were not going there to see her many times. But let me see. Here it is on Piers Morgan. I think Piers Morgan is like, man, I'm just going to start instigating some shit between people. I really do feel like that. But, you know, Zink is very upset right now that I think he's still pissed off that Kamala Harris has lost the election because, I mean, his coke game is just so damn real. Zink is not very happy at all. I mean, and he's just going off, and now he's going off on Alan Lichtman like, bro, you're a bag of garbage. Your 13 keys are a bag of garbage. He's telling them, shut up.
Let's go ahead and talk some about various liberal coping mechanisms. So this was hilarious. Cenk Uygur went on Piers Morgan.
And
actually,
this
my
is
hubby
what is
Kyle
this?
was on there as well during this show. But Cenk went on.
You guys are married? Stop watching. I gotta start watching.
We were literally at my wedding, Emily.
You were at my wedding.
Okay.
Lichtman before.
Here we go.
I told him his theories about the keys were absurd. I was right. He was wrong. I said he'd lose his keys.
No, you were
Couldn't
not
find
right,
him
and
before
I
the
was
election.
not wrong, and that's a cheap shot, and I won't stand for it.
Well, who won, brother?
You should not be
Who
taking
won?
cheap
Who
shots
won?
at me.
Who
You
won?
want to make your
You
point,
live
make your
in a
point.
total
Don't make it
world of
personal.
denial.
I read your own followers' comments, and they all trashed you, every one of them, and supported me. So
Yeah, right,
quiet with
right.
your personal
Yeah,
attacks.
come find out again.
Make whatever
Okay.
point you want.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't make it personal.
You don't know anything.
Oh my God, it's like a
You
beta
don't
male.
know
You
anything.
attacked me
kissing
personally.
You're so
All
deluded.
right. I've only
Okay.
been a
Can I
professor
just-
for 51 years.
on this program,
published
I've never been
13
able to
books.
finish a
How many
thought.
books have you published? Been an
Rue, we don't give about how many books you particularly published. The bottom line is you was wrong as hell. And your keys did not work. You didn't even call it right. You were being biased as hell because the writing was on the wall that Donald Trump was going to win this election. I mean, all the keys were in favor of Trump, minus the money raising. And even still, Trump did not have to raise that much damn money. He really didn't. Like, he didn't have to raise as much. Trump didn't even have to work as hard as Kamala Harris did. Like, he really didn't. Like, so his keys were wrong by every measure. And I agree with Cenk. If you're a Democratic loyalist and you really were just, Kamala's going to win, they out here promising people in these streets, this motherfucker talking about she gonna win and he's never been wrong, I'd be pissed too. I mean, you think about all the things that people had stacked up. Oh, we got Alan Lichtman here, right? Even he's saying that Kamala's gonna win. So, I mean, I understand why people bet it, the Democrat people bet on her, right? Because, it's easy to fool them.
No, because you're
And
personally.
get their money, apparently. Damn. I've been thinking about this, and I want to thank God that I'm not a hustler or a swindler, right? Because if I were so inclined, I'd be a grand hustler and swindler. I really would be. Because there's just so many ways to manipulate the emotionally irrational. It just really is, right? But thank God I got the grace with me, right? And I don't feel right screwing over other people. So, but with that regard, man, Democrats get over on their own damn people in little creative ways. They hustle them with their emotions. Like they capitalize on their emotions to get them to just give out money. It's so irrational to me. It's crazy.
Personally
Yeah.
attacking me again. Say whatever you
With
want.
zero
but I'm not gonna
ROI,
Father,
you got
right?
it
You don't get a
wrong.
return
Say
on your
whatever you
investment
want.
Monstrously
most
and
time with these
stupidly
people.
wrong.
So, okay, all right. Can I just
Don't
finish
call
a
me
goddamn thought
stupid.
ever on this show?
No, not if you're
Okay,
personally.
well,
I
you
admitted
proved it.
I was wrong. I don't need you to call me stupid.
Okay.
Can I just say, it's
What kind
great
of
to see you
nonsense is that?
Democrats
Yeah, I
all
know.
getting
Who
along
taught
so
you
well.
Look
manners?
at Pierce instigating his ass off. Pierce needs to just get some hair weave and just put on his black woman because I mean he just instigating.
It's lovely to
you
see you
know,
both
can
I
coming
finish
in
a
harmony as you all
goddamn
come
point?
together
Just-
again.
hey,
Hey,
Alan,
Alan,
right now.
shh.
Hey, Alan, you deserve a tall glass of shut up juice. So can you just shut up for a second and let someone who knows what
Not
they're doing?
They are real nasty people. They talk about me being mean and how I be snapping on them when they come into my chat. Some of you guys are vile. The reason why I got to get with some of these people in my chat the way that I do is I got to hurry up and rebuke these demons. They vile as hell. Look at how they kind of shut up. Blah, blah, blah. Da, 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 right? They just, woo, Lord. So don't get mad at me for shutting your ass down in my chat like that, like I do, because it's necessary. It's absolutely necessary for real. These people get vile. But anyways, you guys, let me get back into the chat. All right. So, them books to the ballot that Trump was going to win. Yeah. I mean, it was literally the writing was on the wall, and they want everybody to be stupid and oblivious about the obvious, right? Everybody should have known that Trump should, that's why Democrats were so nervous. They was just doing and saying shit at the last minute, just throwing shit at the wall and hoping that it stick, right? Puerto Rican something act after so and so said it was just a bunch of mess. You said no more celebrity endorsements, no more predictions, no more hippie witchcraft, and no more legacy news posts. At least this election liberated us from something. You would hope so. But what the Democrats are doing is just re-strategizing how to manipulate us and kind of, I would say watch conservative media, right? You're going to watch the rise of conservative media. It's going to get bigger, right? But you're going to see some of those control oppositions coming in, confusing. It's going to be interesting. I'm a champion of independent media, for sure. If anything I've learned from these, cable news people, I am a champion of independent media because these people just lie so freaking much. I mean, they just be lying. You said you were nervous about the election. I wasn't. This time around, I was not nervous about the election because it was like Trump was looking like he had it in the bag across demographics. I mean, all you had to do was follow the independent podcast, news, bloggers, channels, and with decent followings. And you could see how people were rocking. A lot of people across race groups and identity, they was just rocking with Trump this time because they felt that disenfranchised by the Democratic policies. So the writing was on the wall, and Alan Lichtman was just sitting up there like giving Democrat folks like false hope. In my opinion, I feel like he was just giving them false hopes and dreams that they had a chance, and and they didn't. They really didn't. But let me go to my comments here because I don't like looking at them on my phone. All right, here we go. Sorry. Okay. You said Lindy Lee said that she was treated better on Fox than her own liberal station. Lindy Lee is about to become a conservative, okay? What other content creators do I follow? I follow diverse content creators. I do. I follow like channels like I do more independent channels that are not like in your face propped up by some media machine in some way. So I mean I like there's a guy named Anonymous on YouTube. I feel like he is sort of more like conservative, middle of the road perspective. I like Savvy Sabs. I like Brianna Joy Gray, Bad Faith podcast because I like diverse perspectives, like from both liberal and conservative media. I don't really listen to Joe Rogan, but I'll catch some clips on Joe Rogan. Um, yeah, I'm really more so into super independent position podcasts. That's my thing. No, I like Savvy. Is it Savvy Sabs? Savvy Sabs. Anonymous is great. Yep, Anonymous is cool. I like that channel. The overpaid posters shoving peer pressure. Yeah, man. I remember when peer pressure was like a bad thing, and now they've like literally rebranded peer pressure and made it good. Am I high? No, but I did have a nice glass of wine before I jumped on here. I mean, I had to assemble my son's letter, and I wasn't going to do that all the way sober after work. So I'm not drunk, but I'm definitely relaxed and I'm unapologetically one glass of wine in, and I'll probably do another one after I get done. What's up, Brazil? We see you. But anyways, yeah, I believe in my red wine. I mean, I think it's a gift from the God, from our God above. And I believe in the code of a glass of red wine after work every day, if you can help it. All right, I'm from Turkey. What you know about Turkey? I think Turkish people are beautiful. I know that the seven congregations that our brother Elder John wrote to in the Revelation, those congregations were in Turkey. Um, I like to, like one day if it, when the volatility go down, I actually be interested in visiting Turkey, like Istanbul area and kind of seeing what it's like. Or are you talking about Turkey, Thanksgiving turkey? I don't know what you're talking about. So Turkey is great at Thanksgiving. Oh, my bad, dude. I thought you were talking about the Turkish folks. Stop playing with me. Was that like a badoo dooch? Like you talk about like Thanksgiving turkey or turkey the country? Um, Germany. I've been to Germany. I was like in Stuttgart, Ulm. I went to Frankfurt. I hung out there. I like Frankfurt. They had like that beautiful like English gardens type thing. Um, I didn't really care for Stuttgart. Um, I was hanging out in some of the Bavarian areas. I dug the Bavarian type people. That was cool. And those Bavarian clubs gave me a lot of love. So I dig Germany, Deutschland. Greetings, greetings, Germany. We see you, Maximilian. Yeah, yeah. I enjoyed my time in Germany. A lot. The people were very, very friendly, super duper sweet. I have nothing but nice things to say about the German people. I think after Erdogan avoided the coup, he distanced himself from Russian politics. I guess I need to follow politics overseas more. It's hard for me to follow politics overseas because it's like I got to keep up with the bullshit that's happening in America. It's just so much BS happening in America. It's like it's kind of hard to focus on what, is happening in other countries. But I hear that like Sudan and another nation, they're, you know, at war or whatever. I don't know, whatever happens, protect our Ethiopian brothers and sisters. We need to protect Ethiopia at all costs. We pray that the Zionists don't get to them. All right. And stop going to Israel. Our Ethiopian brothers need to stop going there. Like, what is wrong with, I mean, do they not know the word or what? Like, I don't get it. Like, have they been deceived? I don't get it. They need to stop going there. All right. But anyways, you guys, I'm over an hour. I hope everybody has a wonderful and happy Shabbat. I am about to get into, you guys know what I've been into. Y'all know what I've been into. So I'm about to nerd out and then I'll probably go to sleep. I always like read and then I just like crash. Like I literally just, I don't even remember going to sleep. Sometimes I'll just be reading and then the next thing you know, it's the next day. But I slept really good. So you know how that be. Sudan, Congo, Africa in general, Burkina Faso, and Niger are making real changes for the good. Oh, well, that's a good thing to hear. Somebody was telling me, like, you should come to Africa. Africa is on the rise. Africa is on the rise. I mean, big ups to our brothers and sisters in Africa who's doing things, improve their nation and hopefully, the supremacists don't Black Wall Street them. You know what I mean? Yeah. But anyways, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Shout out to Pam Bondi. You go, girl. You go, girl. She's a sniper, y'all. I like her. I think she's going to be a good AG. And I don't really follow these people like that, but she just don't seem fake, and I pray that, she is the organic person that she is and that she deserves the spot the way that I think she does. So shout out to Pam Bondi. This is not no feminist thing. I don't have anything against Matt Gaetz, right? I don't know the guy personally, but I'm so glad that Trump picked her. Have a good one, you guys. Love your neighbor as yourself. If you would not disrespect or abuse yourself, do not disrespect or abuse your neighbor. And that's all I had. If you are curious about that clip that I played earlier, check out PBS NewsHour, January 27, 2020. They're talking that Pam Bondi is demonstrating her ability to just put facts on the table and hold people accountable. They're talking about the Hunter Biden laptop saga during that time that was being suppressed. And she's talking about some, Burisma. That was an actually interesting hearing because I got enlightened about a lot of stuff. And from there, I did some research and a lot of stuff that they were bringing up in that hearing were actual investigations in the Ukraine by Ukrainian governmental officials who were pretty much dismissed, fired from their jobs, and some of them were even murdered trying to reveal that information about the Biden's connection to Burisma. So if you're curious about that, PBS News Hours about 4 years ago, January 27th, 2020, Pam Bondi is giving it to him. Have a good day, guys. Bye.